Well, we just had a great practice, and our kids are looking forward to going down to Auburn. Obviously, today's reading day. They have a day off from class, but certainly not a day off from having things that are due and assignments and getting ready for their exams. But our kids are excited about going on the road and playing in a great atmosphere at Auburn. And I think I say this all the time, but our practice today was very, very energetic, and I thought we got a ton done. And this group to me is really, really close to breaking out and doing some special things. It's just a week ago we were talking about being 6-0, winning 6 games in a row, and now we haven't played as well in the last 3 ball games. So I think they're really looking forward to an opportunity to get it going again.
What do you see from this Auburn team?
Obviously they have some young arms that are really talented. Keegan Thompson, is that it? Yeah, he's a really. I've seen him on film a little bit. He's really good. To do what he's doing at such a young age is pretty remarkable. And his numbers really dictate that. Koger has pitched really, really well. And the Friday night guy, Dylan Ortman, just done nothing but get better, over his entire career. So I haven't seen all the film on all these guys, but I think they pitched it probably a lot better than they thought they were going into the year. But really, as these kids get older and mature, they're good, and they have a really solid lineup. And they went to Arkansas 1, 2 out of 3, and I don't care. How Arkansas is playing at the time, that's difficult to do.
Watching Auburn a few times this year, a new coach brought a lot of aggression, especially on the base pass, and after some of the issues last night and then some of the fielding issues in A&M, the pressure that puts on infield defense.
Yeah, it all starts with the guy on the mound. If the guy on the mound by himself can control the running game, and Trevor's done a really good job with that. And our catchers have to be better than they were yesterday. I thought. Just watching the film and addressing all the things that happened last night with our team, we played really good for 7 innings, and then we just couldn't receive the baseball for whatever reason. And that really broke us down a little bit. So we got to do a better job with that. And I think our kids are fully aware of that. Whenever you're dealing with a team, it's important to realize that when you got a lot of kids who are doing things well, you can't totally harp on the one thing that didn't work for you. So, C.T. Bradford sitting in that room last night, and he went over 4, and he just smoked 3 balls. We watched it on film. It's just hard to. It's so much different than other sports because it's a very individualistic game at times in terms of when you break down the at-bats, when one guy makes a mistake defensively or offensively. So I think there are a lot more positives than there are negatives at this point, and I think our kids realize that. Our whole season hinges on these next 3 weekends.
How was Preston come back from? I know he didn't go as long as you wanted him to, but how was he kind of?
Yeah, he threw a bullpen today. I think he's going to be ready to contribute. Again, when you watch the film against A&M, it's not that bad. He jams guy here, he gets a hit. He runs guy to bat, he gets a hit. It's just he executed some pitches. Just some things happened to him. So
you think he probably starts again?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We got to wait. That's the luxury you have of waiting 2 games into it, as you see up close and personal the kind of club Auburn has and how they'll adjust. But certainly, I think Woodruff. He pitched so well against A&M. He only, he came in and got 2 outs for us, but he just keeps getting better and better and better. And I've said this so many times, and his stats really don't indicate this, but I think he's really close to being, to making that big jump.
When things start to snowball like this, John, and then last night happens, how key is chemistry and just kind of the guys in that locker room just kind of enjoying going out there and doing stuff together? I know it sounds elementary, but you can start to finger point if you're not really enjoying who you're around.
I think it's all important. I mean, gosh, the other night I was watching LSU play Alcorn, and dadgum, it was 5-1 in the 5th, Alcorn, and then it's 7-3. There's no doubt that LSU's a better club, but they made mistakes. They didn't swing it as well as they want to, and all of a sudden you're in the 7th inning, and Alcorn's beating you by 4. LSU came back and won the game. They're a good club. Felt like that's something we should have done here last night. And I'm not comparing Alcorn to these guys because Jacksonville State's a very, very good club, but and Alcorn's certainly good enough to beat you. I guess my point is, in the middle of the week, what you're competing against is adrenaline, and you got to be ready for that. You got to create your own adrenaline, and I felt like that part was missing a little bit from our kids. So you're right. I think that the chemistry of a club is very important, and I still think this club has some good leadership on it. And I think that they can make a run.
I know you don't play a whole lot of Wednesday games, but is it good to get those guys right back on the field tomorrow after what happened last
I
night?
despise Wednesday games, and it's just it was just kind of a glitch on our schedule that we had to play Wednesday. The reason I don't like Wednesday is if you're playing and really it compounded the issue because we didn't play on a Sunday. But I like coming off the Sunday and going immediately to Tuesday because it forces you to use guys that you didn't use during the course of the weekend. And it forces the other team to use guys that they didn't use on the weekend. And I think there's a toughness involved on that Tuesday of both teams coming off of a weekend. So the extra day, for whatever reason, I've just never been a big fan of that. But and that's why we play so many Tuesday games. But your original question was
To get them back on the field so quickly after last night.
Yeah, I think that's important. And again, I think there are a lot of phases of the game that when you watch it on film where we really excelled. We had really we had 4 episodes almost in a row at the catching position, and it's kind of unexplainable. We got to get that part fixed if we're going to be good.
What do you see from the team, I guess, that makes you believe they're about to break out, that they're that close?
Well, when you watch them in practice, the energy they show, and the way they communicate, the excitement level of the kids. We do have older kids who are great leaders. I believe it's going to happen. What's unbelievable to me is I believe some of our kids are this close to hitting 100 points higher, than their average is right now. I mean, if I could take every one of you guys and show you highlight films of how many barrel-oriented outs on the infield, line drives, balls hit off pitchers' shins that reflect off somebody else and they make an out at first base. I've never seen, in 23 years, I've never seen anything like this. And it's supposed to even out. And I know you guys hear me say this all the time, but it starts wearing on your offense. So I think our kids, just to be able to get back out there and keep recreating their swing and not try and get too big, I think it requires a toughness. And I think, I've said this, C.T. Bradford could be hitting 50 to 75 points higher than he is. Heck could be hitting 50, 75 points higher than he is. I mean, it's just remarkable. So I believe that it's going to start turning. I believe that we're going to miss hit a ball and it's actually going to fall for us. I believe we're going to hit a ball hard and it's going to fall for us. I believe we're going to get more balls hit at us because it usually comes in waves. So hopefully those things are going to start going our way.